Thank you for being with us on KVSH LP 101.9 FM, Voice of Vashon, voiceofvashon.org. Vashon looking to set things right after losing in the district final to Cascade Christian last year. They're up on them now. This is the last game for the Pirates, potentially before the state tournament. The loser of this game will play Bellevue Christian on Saturday, and then the winner of that will go to state. The winner of this game not only wins the district, but qualifies for the state tournament. The ball is out of bounds on the far side. Vashon will have a throw near the halfway line. Newcomb playing well at fullback so far, although that throw off the mark for Tegenfeld-Foman. However, all Solomon Lehman can do is clear it out for another throw.
You know, we're actually putting some passing together. They're not doing hardly any passing. It's all flick-on stuff, over the shoulder, send the ball on. And that's not a great way to play. This could get a lot worse if they don't start controlling the ball a little bit.
Thompson gets a shove in the back from Ezekiel Gopal. Not a hard free kick to call for the referee. This one will be about 25 yards inside the Cascade Christian half and wide to the right. So Vashon should be able to drop this right at the keeper's back post. Newcomb is the one standing over it.
This is an extremely dangerous free kick. This is great.
This is right where you want it if you're Newcomb, although he is looking straight into the sun.
Yeah, but his players aren't.
Yes, his players aren't, and he'll be looking at the ball when he's kicking it anyway.
Yeah. He's got to aim for about the 12, and then we've got to break to that spot.
Cascade Christian will want to take this opportunity while the sun's out to attack Wade. Newcomb floats it towards the back post. Not a bad ball, but just hung in the air too long. Lumen was able to get there and quickly outlet Ma down the right-hand side. He tried to feed no brag. I got his pass completely wrong. That one trickles out for a throw-in. But as I say, Marshall Wade staring right into the sun. As Cobb Migeter finds Tegenfeld-Foam. A good touch to bring it down. And then he's fed Kampmeyer down the left. Two recovering, Huff and Gopal. Kampmeyer forced all the way wide to his own corner flag. And then nutmegs Huff, who was able to recover in time to put a foot in. And that one's cleared out by the Cougars for a throw.
Nice move.
Yeah.
Nice move.
Kampmeyer really, this is an incredible season he's had.
Yeah. Well, when you're a senior, you want to have a good season.
Yeah, but we got a whole lot of seniors.
Yeah, we do. Everybody's played good. We haven't had any.
Ooh. Keenan floats it in. Header is not a good one from the Cougars, and McLean just beaten to it by the Cougar defender, Nathan Nordley.
We put teams under such pressure now. You know, I mean, we don't give them a break. You know, we pass if we have to. If not, we put it in front of the goal.
Lofted in by Keenan. Tegenfeld-Foman flicks it on road. Drop. Yes, it will! Quill Tegenfeld-Foman back in the team and back to scoring. It is 3-1 Vashon.
This is great.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you're taking chances, if you're putting balls in dangerous spots, things happen.
Yeah.
Before the game, we were saying that's what scared me about Cascade Christian. The last time we played them, that's what they were doing.
Right.
Over and over, they kept putting it, but nothing ever worked out.
Right.
In this game, we're the team putting it into those dangerous spots, and it's working out.
I will say, if I remember anything about this Cascade Christian team, they're not going to get their heads down. They're going to fight for every minute of this game.
Yeah.
They've gotten dominated thus far, but, yeah, I don't expect them to fold.
We just look really good, by the way.
Yeah, we're playing quite well. Ivan Shresta's come on. He's replaced August Kampmeyer. Haynes has switched over to the left. Shresta plays on the right. Huff has brought it down. Excuse me, not Huff. That's Lucas Lehman. He's shifted from the left side over to the right. Maybe not the best choice. He's gone from the non-fullback side to the side that actually has the fullback. That's the ball up the top for Haynes to chase. He'll get there ahead of Gopal. Down the left-hand side, Haynes cuts inside. Can he curl this one? He tried, but just didn't get enough bend for it. He was looking for the top corner.
Nice ball. Mm-hmm. Smart move. Again, one of those very professional things you see.
Mm-hmm. Cascade Christian are going to need to find something soon because they are under it and have been for the entire half. And they're lucky that they've even got a goal, really.
Yeah.
They've looked to go long.
Do they have a goal? Or do we have four, and one of them was in our own net?
You could paint it in that light for sure.
Yeah. But like we talked, you know, you've got to put balls in dangerous situations. They put a ball in a dangerous situation.
Yeah. We panicked.
And, we ended up kicking it in. But still, it was there.
I don't actually think we got a moment to recap our third goal. Gavin Keenan sent it in from a long throw. Tegenfeld-Foman checked in, and hit it with the back of his head. It was a floating header that dropped at the back post.
Hit side netting.
Mm-hmm. Here's Newcomb down the right, combining with Tegenfeld. Foman has it taken off of him from behind. Sent towards Nobrega, who for the moment has gotten the better of Caden Miller. Tries to flick it over his head. This time Miller gets leverage and touches it into Newcomb. And he knocks it off of Nordley. Sent long by Miller. Got picked up in the midfield by Jose Nobrega, who turns and feeds it in the direction of Lucas Lehman. He has to sprint over to the right to keep it in. Side of the 18-yard box. Now over by the corner flag. He's able to get the nutmeg on Cobb-Migater, but Officer Cobb-Migater, following the rule of you can get the ball or yourself past me, but not both, he takes it away. Lehman recovers, slides, and sends it out for a Vashon throw.
That Lehman kid's got decent speed.
He does. He actually ran with Oscar.
Not an easy feat. Oscar Cobb-Migater, a very fast player for Vashon. It's Keenan tries to pick out Tegenfeld Foman. One back by the Cougars. Here's Lucas Lehman. Trying to turn away from McLean. Gives it to Godet. Vashon just hound-like in midfield. But Godet's won it back ahead of Thompson, and this time will send it back to Dubois, the center back. Down the line for Nordley. Touched into Brandon Ma, who looks like he showed too much to Finn Kennan. He's able to come away with it. Tegenfeld Foman now finds McLean. Cuts away from Solomon Lehman, still on the ball, Avery McLean. Now he's dished it wide to Haynes. Standing him up for the moment is Huff, and Billy Huff times his challenge to perfection, sending it out for a Vashon throw.
That was a great ball by Avery.
Sure was.
A lot of players would have just sent it long on that.
Flick on by Tegenfeld Foman, and the referee's taken issue with something here. It was a good idea by Close Tegenfeld Foman. Haynes was in down the left, but the referee has stopped proceedings for something. Having a discussion with Haynes at the moment, who's walking the ball.
I think it's a free kick for us.
I believe so as well. I think Haynes making the point that why didn't you play advantage? But he was down the left-hand side, but he didn't have an angle at goal. But it will be a free kick for Vashon, 25 yards inside the Cascade Christian half and all the way over on the left-hand side. Newcomb will stand over it again. Last delivery just hung up in the air a bit too long and was too close to the goalkeeper. We'll see what he does from the other side. Again, a good spot for a free kick.
These are great places to be. I mean, they've dropped back pretty far.
Newcomb, this one curls it. Header was won by Tegenfeld Foman, but it was quickly blocked by Dubois. Thompson sends it back in the direction of Shrestha, well over his head, and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, anytime the other team puts their demarcation line on like the 8-yard box, that's where you put it, right there.
Gopal forced to send it long. Cobb-Migater wins the header over Lucas Lehman. Then the second time Lehman comes out on top. Good battle between those two at the moment. I think Lehman maybe questioning why his coach decided to move them to the near side.
But, he was their whole attack last time, so maybe.
Keenan sends it long. Tegenfeld Foman wins the header again. Flipped it where he hoped somebody would be making a run. In the end, it goes to the keeper, but the referee has blown for a push in the back, and Vashon have another free kick from the exact same spot as the last one.
Okay, see how far they are back. They're basically lining up on their 8 yards.
They are not playing a high line at all. Vashon making a sub here. Lewis Thompson, one of the goal scorers so far, will be replaced by Pierce Fowler.
I would push my players up to about the 16, giving the goalkeeper room, because there's no room for the goalkeeper here.
Keenan towards the back post, too close to the goalkeeper. Gets struck. He grabbed the ball and then got popped. I think it might have been Shrestha, who was, in fairness, going for the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't trying to take out the goalkeeper, but that will be a foul.
But see, that's what I mean. There's no room for the goalkeeper. You're basically put everybody within a yard of where the ball's going to go. If they had pushed out a little farther, people have more time to see what's going to happen.
That keeper came down. He came down hard there.
Yes.
Yeah, Cole Lumen just now getting to his feet. Not only did he get slammed in the chest by Shrestha, that was a long way to fall.
Yeah, it was. I think he's okay, though.
Free kick, that is in essence a goal kick coming up for the Cougars.
Yeah, the Cougars aren't doing any build-up at all.
No.
It's just long ball, long ball, long ball.
Well, what would you change? Because they got to change something.
I'd have them try and get a little more possession because they get a little closer. These balls are too easy for our defenders to read. I mean, we're winning basically every single ball.
McLean heads it upward. Tegenfeld-Foman nodding it down. Cobb Migater will try and send it long. He was trying to pick out Pierce Fowler. Miller has it on the near side. Clears it off of Jose Nobrega. That one will go out for a Vashon throw. Near side, deep in their own half. Keenan heaves it down the line, looking for Haynes, who wins the header ahead of Huff. Now Tegenfeld-Foman, tackled off of it by Solomon Lehman. He picks out his brother Lucas, who slams it off the head of Oscar Cobb-Migater for a Cascade Christian throw.
Without Lehman's speed up front, their center forward's not fast enough. He's not gonna challenge our two big center backs.
No.
I mean, Miller and
Keenan.
They're just he's tricky, but he's not that good.
Long throw and sent by Huff. Keenan wins the header. Haynes keeps it in on the near side and touches it away from Lucas Lehman. Gets pounded on in the back by Solomon Lehman. Scrum over on the near side, and Cobb-Migater sends it out for a throw.
Yeah.
10 minutes to go in the first half of the district final. Vashon up 3-1 over the Cascade Christian Cougars. Your goal scorers Thompson, Kampmeyer, and Tegenfeld-Foman. Throw now for the Cougars, near side, 20 yards in the Pirate half of the pitch. Billy Huff sends it down the line, and looks like Cobb-Migater is going to get flagged for maybe getting too handsy with Lucas Lehman. Our assistant on the near side was quick to put his flag up, and
yeah, he pushed Oscar pushed their player in the back on the throw-in, right in front of the referee, the assistant referee.
So this free kick is wide right, just 4 yards away from the touch line, and
Oscar should have stayed there.
Yeah, 35 yards inside Vashon's half.
They're just going to whip it
20
in.
yards, that's a poor free kick.
Terrible.
Whipped in right at Oscar Cobb-Migater, who cleared that without much trouble.
No, Oscar had the right position originally. He was stopping the ball being driven right in there. Then he cleared the space. It's like, oh my gosh, just given the near post to the guy to whip it in.
He did scuff his clearance, however. I'm not sure he wasn't expecting it to come to him. He scuffed his clearance. It will go for a throw-in. Drops inside the box, not cleared by the Pirates. Cobb-Migater battling with Lehman, who takes it down to the right-hand side. Great tackle by McLean to hold Lehman off. Then Brandon Ma went for the shot. It was blocked by Tegenfeld-Foman, and Cascade Christian have a corner.
Now, this is what it felt like with the last game a little bit, kind of like we were doing for them. They just seem to get stuck in our end. But, of course, look who's up top, you know. I mean, something could happen.
Yeah.
We certainly have speed on the counter with Pierce Fowler.
We do. If we can get it into the central area, we can represent their goalkeepers up at the 35, 45-yard line.
Be a left-footed in-swinger for the Cougars.
Okay, remember the same play? Front guy's going to run to the back.
Terrible corner. I don't know what that was.
Gosh.
Didn't get past Caden Miller at the near post. Vashon quick to step off their line. Maws won it back. The speed of Fowler gets in between him and the ball. Neither team really in possession at the moment. It does fall to Vashon. Fired forward by Newcomb into Tegenfeld-Foman, who couldn't control it. Dubois recovers. Haynes shows pressure and blocks the clearance from Dubois. Now Tegenfeld-Foman comes in hard, hacking down Landon Dubois, and that will be a free kick. And a yellow card for Quill Tegenfeld-Foman. Not a hard decision there by the referee. He came in hard.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of ball you want to go in hard for. If he wins that tackle, he's through. I mean, they're really playing with fire here.
Thompson will come back on for the Pirates.
I tell you, I can't tell you how disappointed I am with their service.
Yeah, their last two dead balls have been atrocious.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's just not they're just not putting it together.
Go, Paul. Floats it towards Nobrega. Keenan wins that header without much trouble. Second ball, one in the air by Brandon Ma, who's in contention with Finn Kennan and then Lewis Thompson. It took Solomon Lehman to put in a tackle. Godet's missed it. Thompson can go the other way, trying to feed Yvonne and Shrestha. Good sliding challenge by the Cascade Christian left back. Fans want a foul won't get it. In fact, it'll be a free kick for the Cougars going the other way.
I was getting nice and physical out there.
It is. Well, the Cougars aren't really putting much together. They're turning every ball into a 50-50 ball. Vashon has to decide, are we going to fight this game? And they're going to fight the game. They're going to do what they need to do.
It was Ben Hart putting the challenge onto Shrestha as Thompson comes right back out and Tegenfeld-Foman comes right back in for the Pirates.
Did he get a yellow?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Free kick deep inside Cascade Christian's half, although pretty much all their players are inside the Pirate half. Gopal sends this one long. Miller is up to head it. And Tegenfeld-Foman flicking it on in the direction of Shrestha. And again, the referee goes to his whistle.
It's a pretty rough game.
Mm-hmm. Certainly a physical one with a lot of contested headers.
You know, last year, that's really all that kept Cascade in the game. It's not working this year. We're as strong as they are and tougher.
Keenan swings it into Miller, turning away from Nobrega. Miller wanted the run to come from McLean. It doesn't, but Fowler is able to come across and do enough to force Gopal to go long. Cobb Migater wins it ahead of Nobrega. Now here's Avery McLean. Wide for Pierce Fowler. Tried to touch it into Haynes. That one's blocked by Ma and cleared away by the Cougars. Now Newcomb will have to do some defending. Up against Nordley on the left-hand side. Newcomb goes back to Miller, who sends that one away down the right-hand side, and Shrestha penalized for using his hands to get by Ben Harp.
Ma's another one up top that you got to watch. I mean, he's pushing up more and more here.
Yeah,
he's technically in the midfield, but he's making good decisions.
He started as a 6, but has moved up. One of their captains, Brandon Ma, I remember I've said his name for a long time now. He's one of their very few seniors. That's a bad pass, though, by Cascade Christian. Cobb Migater should have done better with it, but here he is. Brandon Ma down the right-hand side up against Keenan. Ma gets the wrong side of him and flips the ball down the right-hand side. Recovery challenge made by Finn Kennan. It was Colton Stansfield trying to create space down the right while tackled by Kennan to send it out for a throw.
And they've got a long throw here. About the same as ours. It's not quite into the center of the goal, but it's about to the edge of the 6. So I could see them doing that. They seem to be better on their throw-ins than their kicks.
Yeah, I mean, and last game their set pieces were bad.
They were bad. We talked about that. If I was their coach, I would have worked on that all year long. You know, they just given away 2 really good opportunities.
Long throw taken by Huff. Drops in the box, not cleared initially by Vashon, but the referee will blow for another free kick. This will go the way of the Pirates. It was Kennan who was fouled.
Yeah, there's a lot of pushing in there.
Keenan swings it towards Haynes. Up goes the giant Ezekiel Gopal. Haynes, though, winning it ahead of Stansfield, but then loses out to Brandon Ma. Huff will go long. He's looking for the center forward. With a minute is Lucas Lehman. He's got on the wrong side of Keenan, but he's got 2 center backs behind him, Lehman. He's got a really tall tackle and is touched wide. Ma will swing in a ball towards the back post. Miller winning the header ahead of Nordley. Sent upward by Kampmeyer, and then there's Isaac Newcomb. Chested down by Tegenfeld-Foman. Ball back with Newcomb. He sends a long ball. I think he was trying to find Haynes. In the end, it was closer to Cobb Migater. Haynes had to check back to keep that in. Here he is, Mason Haynes, cutting inside, working on Brandon Ma. That pass, though, was blocked. Lehman spins and tries one of the most ambitious volleys you'll see.
I think he saw our keeper a little bit off his line there and figured why not.
Yeah, but was Marshall even really off his line?
I don't think he was that far. You know, the problem is that they put him back up top now because they didn't have any speed before.
Yeah, right.
Nothing was working. Unfortunately for them, I don't think anything's going to work here either because our 2, Miller and who's it back there again?
Kevin Keenan.
Yeah, they're just too good.
Yeah,
for these guys.
They don't really have a center forward who can do much against them. I think Gopal would have the best chance if they could get him on the counter because he is quite quick, but he's playing center back.
I know. And I think it was because all of the goals we scored were these counter goals. And so they were thinking, well, if we could shut that down. Unfortunately, it's not happening. Maybe in the second half they change this up and they throw him up front and they go with Lehman and
I think they have to because they can't, it's too conservative when you're losing,
yeah.
right?
This is not working right
No.
now.
No.
Tegenfeld-Foman battling with Godet is able to find Kampmeyer down the right. He puts an early cross in towards Mason Haynes, who stuffed his shot a little bit. It still required saving by Lumen. Opal comes across and clears it. Haynes will maybe want that one back. It wasn't a gimme, but it was a decent chance, and with his quality, he just caught it with the wrong part of his foot.
Ref is really calling this tight.
Yeah,
I don't know about that last one.
any amount of contact is a foul.
Well, like I said, he's calling the from behind stuff,
Yeah.
which is more dangerous physically. You know, it could lead to something more serious when you're getting hit from behind.
Kampmeyer stretches and touches it into Tegenfeld-Foman. Has it inside the center circle, tried to feed it low into Kampmeyer. Not a bad idea, but didn't get the power necessary to beat Gopal, who's on the ball now. He can't connect with Nordley on the far side, and Vashon have a throw-in.
Well, I think they have a little more speed up top, and that's why the game's, shifted a little bit for them. But we're still us, and we're still dangerous, and I can't see us the way we're playing. We've been playing really well.
Tegenfeld-Foman battling with two Cascade Christian Cougars. In the end, the numbers do the trick. Lehman trying to shimmy his way away from Kennan. Blocks and goes back to Harp. Now Nordley in midfield. Checks it back to Dubois. That's a really dangerous pass by Dubois. Picked up in midfield by McLean. Tries to drop it in towards Tegenfeld-Foman. Dubois clears it. Now on the near side with Stansfield. He loses out to Cobb Meigeter. Down the left for Haynes. Inside the 18-yard box. Stood up by Gopal. Haynes stops. Back to Cobb Meigeter, who tried to shoot, but in the end it's a pass out for Kampmeyer. Sends across the face of goal. Nobody at the back post. And no deflections. It will go all the way out for a goal kick.
Another great ball.
That was a great ball by Kampmeyer.
God, he's serving these balls between the defender and the goalkeeper, and both of them are stuck. And we've had people in there too. Very smart, very smart. Nothing worse when you're a defender and you're running towards your own goal. I mean, it's so hard when that ball is served in like that.
And that's halftime. Vashon with a commanding 3-1 lead after 40 minutes. Thompson, Tegenfeld-Foman, and Kampmeyer free to find the back of the net for the Pirates. Caden Miller scoring an own goal early in the first half, making it 1-1. Then it was 2-1 and then 3-1. So, I mean, if you're Cascade Christian, I know I sort of asked you this earlier, but what changes do you make?
Well, they got to put more speed up top. I mean, because they're not going to pass. They're not going to be able to beat us in the midfield. But if they keep launching balls, if they can get the ball into dangerous situations, get more free kicks, improve their quality on their service, they could make it tougher. The problem is we're just so dangerous. We're big everywhere. We're fast everywhere. We're skilled everywhere. They have a player, Dupont on the left.
Dubois, their center back?
Dubois.
Yeah, Landon Dubois.
He's given the ball away 4 or 5 times. Any time that he has the ball, he gives it to us most of the time. We don't have players like that. And that's kind of killing them, I think, a little bit. But we're the better team. What do you think?
Yeah, I got nothing to add to that. This is not the Cascade team I was expecting to see. To both of your earlier points, Tony. They've got nothing in the midfield. It's killing them. We could put 3 or 4 more on them.
Easy.
Yeah.
And the stuff we're doing is really good. I was saying, Kampmeyer's put 2 or 3 balls in from that right side between the goal. How hard is that to do at speed? It's really difficult. The goalkeeper's on the goal line. You've got defenders running to the goal. You've got about a 4-yard ball, 4-yard area to whack a ball across the goal from 30 yards. And he's put it in there on a dime 3 times? I mean, holy cow, that's awesome. It's really hard to deal with.
He's been serious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of us have been serious.
Yeah. This does feel like you watch this game and you really think, I mean, I feel like I've been saying this all year. I've been thinking this all year. We're going to win state.
Got to. Well, okay.
Well, we haven't seen a couple teams here. They might have some midfield.
Okay, that's the Eastern Washington group.
Yeah.
That's the team that could Royal.
Yeah.
We called it the first game. We said this could be the state final.
It could be. It very still could be.
It still could be. It's going to be that kind of a team, but I think we can beat those kind of teams because
But we don't know those teams. It's like a Buster Douglas situation.
Yeah, but they're all the same. I mean, they're. I promise you, Leavenworth, Cashmere, and Royal, they're the same team. They're interchangeable. Just change their jerseys, and we wouldn't even know it. You know, they play the same style. They have the same look. They're tactically, they're identical. This is different. I mean, Cascade is an unusual team. I mean, they look more like Bainbridge, a very weak version of Bainbridge.
Well, I kind of expected there to be more talking points after 40 minutes, but this seems pretty clear cut. I mean, Vashon are the better team. We're dominating the midfield. We're creating more chances. We've scored more goals.
Yeah, but remember, halftime is the game. I mean,
halftime is,
you know, that's what's going on. We're saying they need to improve their service. They need to get the ball a little closer to midfield. They need more speed up top, and they need to hit those players and then just hope that they don't counter. Because it's too late to have your speed in the back now. They gotta go forward. Doesn't matter what the score is at this point. Let's see if they do it. If they don't do it, if they just keep saying, well, we're going to keep doing the same thing, it's not going to work because we're ripping them to pieces, really.
Well, I think that's about it from us for now. Got 7 more minutes on the halftime clock. We'll send it back to Dan for the moment and see you in a sec for the second half.
No moon in the empty sky. Why do you swing so low? A pretty moon with a silver ring and the long bright beams where the fairies cling. Where do you always go? I'd go to the land of the Siamese, Ceylon and the Great Plateau, over the seas where Sinbad sailed, where Moses crossed and the Pharaoh failed. That's where I always go. Siamese, Ceylon and the Great Plateau, over the seas where Sinbad sailed, where Moses crossed and the Pharaoh fails. That's where I always go. So low, a pretty moon with a silver ring and the long bright beams where the fairies cling. Where do you always go?
At voiceofvashon.org, this is your Island Connection. KVSHLP Vashon.
This portion of VOV programming is brought to you by Puget Sound Energy. If you're looking to save money on your energy bills, PSE offers rebates on a variety of products and equipment to help you upgrade the comfort and efficiency of your home. Visit psc.com/rebates to learn more.
This portion of VOV programming made possible with support from the Vashon Health District. In addition to primary care, the island now has 7-day-a-week urgent care through Dispatch Health, focusing on in-home care for injuries and illnesses with X-ray capabilities and the newest addition, Vashon Mobile Integrated Health. MIH, in partnership with the fire department, created to fill gaps in primary and urgent care, offering mobile care for chronic issues, nursing care, mobility access, and more. This is why you have a healthcare district. To learn more about all these services and who to call, go to vashonhealthcare.org/resources.
VOV programming support comes from Vashon Thriftway, locally owned and operated since 1965 and offering everything from organic zucchini to a hot latte or garden boots. Now supporting youth sports broadcasts on KVSH, you'll find them on the web at VashonThriftway.com.
Voice of Vashon thanks Windermere Real Estate for its support, making our community information programming and our emergency alert service possible. Find them on the web at windermerevashon.com.
We want the whole world to know what your nonprofit organization is doing and why you exist. So, we write, record, and play public service announcements about your event, your cause, and your mission. Just send the particulars to info@voiceofvashon.org 3 weeks before your affair, and we'll make sure everybody knows what you're up to. This has been a Voice of Vashon public service announcement, all about you, Department.
This portion of VOV programming is brought to you with support from the Vashon Healthcare District.
This portion of VOV programming Voice of Vashon is your island connection. Streaming at voiceofvashon.org and broadcasting at 101.9 FM, KVSH-LP, Vashon.
On a cotton shirt, I'm thinking of you. Wind laughs to a silent tree that shakes its head and bends its knees. I'm laughing too. When the soft hand of a summer night settles on my neck, I can shut my eyes and see you smiling at me yet. If this evening throws me one more curve, and gone for sure, and I'll be loving you. If the sky full of summer heat hangs its heavy head to weep, I cry for you. Night falls dark and deep, I lean back and fall asleep, and
Welcome back, Voice of Vashon listeners, to Pirate Stadium as we prepare for the second half of the 2026 Nisqually District Final. Vashon with a 3-1 lead over the Cascade Christian Cougars after 40 minutes. Lewis Thompson, Coyle Tegenfeld-Foman, and August Kampmeyer, your 3 goal scorers for the Pirates. Caden Miller with an own goal. So all 4 goals being scored by Pirates, just one at the wrong end. I'm curious where they put Ezekiel Gopal, because I imagine they may move him to center forward.
I don't know why you don't. I mean, at this point,
they could worry a little bit about the score being run up a little bit, because we have that kind of speed. However, I don't think this coach is that kind of a guy.
No, I don't think so. He's the type to go for it, but no, seems like he's still set at left center back, or one of the center backs. Vashon coming out with Wade, Keenan, Miller, Cobb-Mygater, Newcomb, Kennan, Tegenfeld-Foman, Kampmeyer, Thompson, Connaught, and Newcomb. I think that is. Is that Newcomb or Haynes over on the left? My eyes are failing me.
I think that's Newcomb.
Nope, it's Haynes.
Not bad.
Yeah. I know, because Newcomb's at right back.
Oh, yeah, sure enough.
Yeah.
There he is.
So the only difference, Tegenfeld-Foman on McLean off. That's the difference between the team that starts the second half and the team that started the first. Good news, it seems like Tegenfeld-Foman is feeling just fine. Obviously, great to see.
Quill had a good half.
Yeah, he did. He was great.
Like that's the second next man up type of thing, you know. McLean's an awesome player. Well, Will's a pretty good player, too.
And he's back level with Mason Haynes on goals, 12 for the two of them. Cascade Christian are going to need to make some changes, and we'll look to do so as we get going the second half of the Nisqually District Final, immediately sent out of bounds on the far side by Solomon Lehman. Vashon will have a throw-in. Taken down the line by Cobb Mygater. Checking back to receive is Ryland Knott, unable to connect with a teammate in green. And here's Brandon Ma for the Cougars. Nearly lost it. Now they have lost it. Here goes Newcomb down the right. Leaves it for Kampmeyer. Heavy touch into space. Shows a bit too much to Nordley, but Kampmeyer still runs. And he's left it for Newcomb down the right-hand side. Who backs it off the post, but the flag was up anyway.
Good play.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. We talked about this. They need to possess the ball in the midfield. Well, they can't because we're too good. They tried.
Free kick sent long. Header won by Miller. Now Thompson in the center circle. Turns away from pressure and feeds Kampmeyer. Will he be able to get there ahead of Gopal? Gopal went down with the sliding challenge. Didn't send the ball away like I think he wanted to. Last touch maybe came off of Kampmeyer. It's picked up by Lumen in goal. Kampmeyer making a case about something to the referee.
It was a handball.
Assistant.
The player went down and the ball got stuck between his hands.
Yeah, but that call's never going to be given because you have to use your hand to, like, prop yourself up.
Oh, I know, but we're talking about Kampmeyer.
Oh, yeah. He wanted a handball.
He wanted a handball.
Yeah, well, he's not going to get it.
Yeah.
Keenan trying to send it over to Kampmeyer on the near side. Harp picks that one up. Now Godette touching it wide. And Haynes will let that one roll for a throw.
Cascade's having a real hard time doing anything they want to do.
Yeah, they sure are.
I mean, it's like, to compare it to something out there, it's like a pack of silverback gorillas. That's just all swarming, all physical, all strong. You don't have time to breathe. Here's Newcomb on the right-hand side. Flicks it into Kampmeyer. Tried to go around the corner of Ezekiel Gopal. Hart clears it out for a Vashon throw.
Yeah, clearing the ball out of bounds is not the same as
winning it.
Winning the ball.
No, it's
just
not.
kicking the ball out of bounds. They've done a lot of that.
Keenan pushing forward to send in a long throw towards Thompson. Pushed from behind by Gopal. Referees put his flag up for a free kick, and that will go the way of the Pirates. Thompson's still down in a heap, as is Haynes, who went down inside the box, however. Doesn't matter because the foul before that was given, and Vashon will have a free kick right at the edge of the 18-yard box, a few yards right of the D. So perfect for a left footer. And Vashon, I think, a little bit disappointed that Ivan Shrestha's not on the pitch right now.
I think he's going to. I think he's going to. Who's taking it?
Looks like it's going to be Newcomb.
Okay, he'll probably just smash it. But I think it can be curled. The goalkeeper standing on the near post setting his lineup. He's going to then go across the field and cover the far side. I think that opens up that side if he can get it up and over, or at least through and around.
Well, Vashon have runners at the back post, but we'll see if Newcomb plays a pass or shoots. He has gone for goal. It was not a bad effort. Rocketed towards the near top corner. Just a little too much height.
He had to hit that.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get shots from 18 yards out with a goalkeeper choosing to go on the far side of the goal.
But when the ball is there and you're right-footed, it's so hard to get the dip.
Oh, yeah, but you have to be a quality player, and he's a quality
He certainly
player.
is a quality player, but I'm saying if Shrestha was on the pitch, he would have taken that.
Oh,
with the left foot.
Yeah, it probably would have gone to the same place.
It would have gone to the same place, but it's a bit easier.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But I would have shot it. If I was a coach, I'd be saying, shoot this ball, please. You don't get many of those.
Going to come for the Cougars, near side, 10 yards inside their own half. Hart down the line towards Nobrega. Miller on his back. Nobrega into midfield. Across came Kennan to put in a tackle. Wants a foul, won't get it. Cleared by the Pirate. Knott fighting with Gopal. I'll tell you what, Ryland Knott has been the Vashon Pirate this season who seems to be most looking for a fight.
He's scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a physical player for sure. He never backs down.
Well, I'm going to guess. I'll tell you, I think the coach at halftime, I don't think he said anything about X's and O's. I said it's all about the Joes. I think he just said, go out there and crack some people.
Keenan took his free kick a little too soon for the referee, so Vashon will have to try again. Thank you for being with us on KVSH LP 101.9 FM, Voice of Vashon, voiceofvashon.org, or any YouTube stream you may find us on. Thank you to Dan Schuler back in the studio, and thank you to Vashon Thriftway for underwriting all things Vashon sports.
And if you are just joining us, Pirates have 4 goals and lead 3-1. 1 goal Pirates scored on themselves.
Okay. 2026 district final. Vashon clearly on top. Keenan with a free kick, 15 yards inside the Cougar half, wide to the right. He'll try to float this towards the back post. Keenan, a little bit of curl on it. It'll bounce, or it looks like it was going to. Solomon Lehman was able to clear it. And now Cascade Christian can look to counter if not for the imposing presence of Finn Kennan, who sends it away. Picked up by Hart, who tries to go low into Nobrega, right into the danger zone. Vashon picks it up, and Newcomb shoved by Lucas Lehman. The crowd didn't like that.
Crowd's up in arms.
Yeah, we're in like a tactic-free zone at this point.
Right.
It is just fight. I want to see people fight, is what he said.
Well,
because we haven't seen any changes. All we're seeing is more violence.
Lucas Lehman may be trying to provoke Newcomb into retaliation and maybe try to get him carded. He picked the wrong person to shove. I think Newcomb, one of the most level-headed players on the pitch, as Keenan sends it long for Oscar Cobb-Meigeter. He brings it down. Kennan is tripped, and Vashon have a free kick.
I don't disagree with what the referee's doing. He sees what they're doing. He's just calling.
Well, you have to, really.
Yeah. They're not. They haven't changed anything. They're just more violent. That's just not going to work against this team. We're seniors.
Long ball played forward by Cobb-Meigeter. Kampmeyer it's hit the post, and Lumen collapsed. No! What a goal that would have been. Kampmeyer rotating his body and flicking it with the outside of his boot.
Beautiful.
Wow, the little scorpion flick, if only.
Lumen able to send it long. Keenan wins the header towards Thompson, who flicks it on into Knott. Touches it away from Dubois, and then thighs it over to Mason Haynes. Early cross in was well off the mark and easy for Lumen to collect. He was looking for Kampmeyer, Mason Haynes.
We're still by far the most dangerous team here. They haven't had a sniff of goal yet. It's been 7 minutes, and they're behind 3-1.
In case you're just joining us, 7 minutes in the second half.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
Cobb-Meigeter. Possession wide on the left-hand side. Cougars showing pressure. All went out of bounds. We'll see which way throw goes. It'll go the way of Cascade Christian. Far side is a 50. Throw taken quickly by the Cougars down the right, looking for Nobrega. Keenan easily dealing with that one.
Kicked it out of the stadium.
Yeah,
that
one gone.
That one's gone. Felt like that was bound to happen at some point. We've had a lot of throw-ins in this game.
Well, we talked about this. One of the things I was unhappy about last year's team was they were dogmatic to the point where it was hurting them. They're not dogmatic anymore. If it means kicking the ball out of the stadium, they kick it out of the stadium.
Right.
Stansfield will come up to take this for Cascade Christian as the sun has now dipped below the tree line and more of the light is becoming influenced by the floodlights. Long throw in taken by Cascade Christian. Bicycle kick sent in by Lucas Lehman. Didn't beat the near post. Out for a goal kick. I'm not sure if that was a shot or trying to just get it across the face of goal or a little bit of both.
Probably a shot. He had some power on that.
He did have some power on it. Wade takes his goal kick short into Keenan. He swings it across for Oscar Cobb-Meigeter. Cutting in away from Godet. Cobb-Meigeter finds Tegenfeld-Foman. Pressure coming from Brandon Ma. Nice shimmy by Tegenfeld-Foman. And he's still in possession away from Ma. That one twice. And he found a lovely ball into Knott. He tried the reverse pass into Kampmeyer. Cleared only as far as Newcomb. Cutting inside and sending one down the left for Oscar Cobb-Meigeter. He will be able to keep this in, but will have to adjust. He's nutmegged the defender, but shown too much to Ezekiel Gopal, who touches it away from Cobb-Meigeter and then clears it back towards Thompson, who has covered for Cobb-Meigeter at left fullback. That last touch came off of Jose Nobrega. Vashon have a throw in on the far side.
Yeah, we're constantly looking to just pick them apart. Any space, we're taking it. There's any gap between defenders, we're putting balls through, and we've got runners right there ready to go.
Thrown from Keenan over the head of Tegenfeld-Foman, but sent out for another throw. Keenan steps up and will take this one as well. John Thomas pacing behind him. Keenan lost it into Tegenfeld-Foman, whose header is wide. Will Haynes be able to keep it in? Yes, he will. And he found a pass into Knott inside the box. Pressure coming from Gopal, who timed his challenge very well. Cleared away by Ezekiel Gopal into Thompson. He tried to flick it away from Solomon Lehman, couldn't do so, and in the end sends it back to Keenan. Heavy touch from him. He's able to pounce on the second one, but loses out. Cougars go long. Lucas Lehman into his brother Solomon. Down the right-hand side, he wants Jose Nobrega. Thompson in the right place and goes down from contact on Jose Nobrega, and Vashon have a free kick.
Another free kick.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
Yep.
You didn't know if that was a free kick?
The way the players were moving, I thought maybe it wasn't, but no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have missed a call. No, it's definitely.
He was on his back like he was a pony.
He was.
Keenan swings it across, trying to find Newcomb. He's now in competition for it with Nordley. Kampmeyer comes to the rescue, finds Newcomb, who couldn't touch it into Kampmeyer. And now the counter can be sprung down the left. Lucas Lehman's got a lot of room to work with. Across comes Miller to stand him up. Lehman cuts inside. Now the cavalry has arrived for Vashon, and they've cleared it away. Too slow on the counter attack, Cascade Christian, as Ryland Cannot has come back from an offside position. And the Cougars will have a free kick as we have a man down in green. Looks to be Finn Kennan, who is slow to get up. Or is it Finn Kennan? No, it's Isaac Newcomb, who's just a little slow to get back to his feet. Looks like he's going to be fine, or is he? The ref seemed like he was signaling for the trainer, but Newcomb is now back to his feet. 12 minutes into the second half, Vashon maintained the lead that they had at halftime, 3-1 in the district final ahead of Cascade Christian. Firmly the team in charge at the moment, the Pirates. Now the trainer has come on, and Newcomb is being helped across the field by Lewis Thompson. Hopefully nothing too serious for Isaac Newcomb. Yvonne and Shrestha will come off the bench and replace him for now.
They've made an important sub right now. One of their key players stepped out. I'm wondering if this is the moment we're talking about where they throw him forward.
Well, yeah, Gopal has been subbed off by Cascade Christian.
Yeah.
You assume he would only come out if they're going to make a change. However, none of the coaches are talking to him.
Well, he could be getting a drink of water, but I wouldn't.
I see him. He's just standing there.
Yeah, I do. But I wouldn't be surprised unless he said something to somebody. I would think there'd be some instructions for there quickly and then put him back out there forward.
Sent forward by the Cougars. Not a good free kick, but it's fallen to Solomon Lehman, who swiveled and hit it on the volley, but it bounced, rolled, and was straight at Marshall Wade.
I think that was their first shot.
I think you're right.
At least to the half. Shrestha forward for Tegenfeld. Foreman wanted the run of Mason Haynes to come a little bit sooner. Cascade Christian throw to come.
Yeah, they had a shot there. We still look dangerous as anything.
Yeah.
I really like how Ryland Cannot has played in this game.
Boy, me too.
He's been very strong at center forward, and I think the reason why he's played most of the game there. Cobb Migater steps up, battling with Lehman. This time Lehman comes on top. He seems to have hit Cobb Migater in the eye. Referee won't stop things.
Oh, boy.
Cobb Migater, man, you can see the anger in his run, but Harp was smart enough to pass that one away quickly and gone all the way back to the center back, Huff.
That's the angriest run I've ever seen.
Yeah. Stansfield into Godet, sliding in his Haynes. And here is Mason Haynes on the ball. Wide, and then swings one across. What a ball! And tries it first time on the volley. He was slipping as he hit it, and that one will roll out for a goal kick.
I wanted that one for him.
What a ball by Haynes.
Yeah. Great ball.
Here's Huff. Long into Nobrega. Has just nobody but Pirates around him, but Ma has recovered to take it off of Tegenfeld Foreman. Now Stansfield, run coming from Nobrega, read all day by Shrestha.
You got to do better than that.
The longer they have on the ball, the worse they look. It's like there's too much time to think about what they should be doing, and it hurts to watch. I mean, I'm glad for Vashon
to watch.
Well, you know, I'm glad for Vashon, but I just hate seeing players not be able to do what they should do.
They've got the ball here. Nobrega trying to flick it over the head of Cobb Migater, and Keenan will touch it behind for a corner. Wade coming off to give Keenan a high five. Nobrega trying to get some of his Brazilian genes going. Still no Ezekiel Gopal. He's getting instructions at the moment on the bench. Okay. Corner will be taken on the far side by Harp. He will swing this in with the left foot. Everybody around the goalkeeper for Cascade Christian. Harp towards the back post, over the head of Wade and over the crossbar.
Well,
that was a better delivery from Harp.
I guess it went out of bounds.
It wasn't good, but the bar's really low.
Yeah, well, that's true. But the problem is Marshall jumped and his was maybe a foot over the bar.
Yeah, he's quite tall.
So they got to do better than that. Again, Vashon is obviously a superior team, more dangerous, is going to do as well as we've talked about. But I just hate seeing players do things that are bad who should be able to do better. It's hard to watch.
Yeah. Keenan forward into Haynes, who's able to control it and turn away from pressure. What a player he is. Oscar Cobb-My got a room to run into, trying to feed Connaught down the right. Dubois will take an interest and got his angles right, but he kept it in when maybe he shouldn't have. The touch off of Connaught ends up going for a Cascade Christian throw, making the argument that it wasn't, but the referee's not changing his call. Shockingly enough.
You mean it didn't work arguing with somebody?
No. But remember, he'll get the next call. That's what's going to happen.
That's the thinking, isn't it?
That's the thinking.
He's building a house, and that's the foundation.
Yep. They're going to get, but we're going to get the next throw in, so it's all worth it. Here's Kennan into Tegan Foman, who inexplicably let it roll. Godette can go the other way. Tackled from behind by Haynes. Referee will play advantage. He'll come back to book Haynes for sure.
Yeah.
Cascade Christian has the ball down the right-hand side, but the flag is up for offside, and now he's going to come back to give Mason Haynes a yellow card. He certainly may have gotten a bit of the ball, but went through Godette to do so. No, he's not going to book Haynes. He's coming back for the free kick. Vashon making the point that advantage lasted a very long time. Now, has he booked Haynes yet? I don't think so.
Well,
he's talking. This guy over here, this assistant, the Jonah Hill lookalike, he's talking to his ref so much. I don't understand why he's not the center for this game. He has a yellow card out.
He's got a card out. He wants to write it down.
Yeah.
This is like the second.
He's mad. Look, he's mad.
He's frustrated.
They're coming over. They're going to fight.
Yeah. Well, the assistant referee is going, that was such an obvious foul. I mean, so bad.
We got to mic him up.
I know.
Shoot. Let's see what he says.
Well, we'll see if the center listens to the assistant.
I don't think so. I think he said, why don't you stay on your line?
Yeah. I'm in charge here. Let's see. Here comes
there
the
it
card.
comes. Haynes does get a yellow card.
It was a pretty obvious
it
yellow
could
card.
have been a yellow, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he just cleaned, like I said, he cleaned the guy out from behind. He's defenseless.
Boy.
Yeah, it's not the same as being in front of the goal, but the reality is.
Boy, Jonah Hill centering from the sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he was right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Agreed. Yeah, he was right. Free kick for the Cougars will be 10 yards inside the Pirates' half and pretty near the middle of the pitch. Fowler comes in to replace Haynes for the moment.
Ready? This ball's not going to make it to the penalty area.
Well, let's see.
They've failed miserably.
Yeah, Huff has been doing a lot of their set pieces. He's not good at them. I don't know why he keeps doing them. That one's not bad, though, from Billy Huff.
Oh, it
Still
almost
not
made
great.
it to the penalty
Almost
area.
made it to the penalty area. Cleared away by the Pirates. Kampmeyer's got it on the near side. Runners ahead of him. Showed too much to Ezekiel Gopal, who slid in hard. I tell you, that Miller's maybe making the point that should be a yellow card. I don't think it should. That's a clean tackle.
No,
what are you talking about? I'm not even sure that was a foul.
No, I didn't think it was a foul.
I didn't either.
I mean, nobody likes to see somebody come in that way. But the reality is he didn't foul him. Now,
Jonah Hill's still making his opinions known.
Yeah, the assistant referee is going at it.
Yeah, I mean, Kampmeyer went down pretty hard there.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. Free kick for the Pirates will be pretty much at the 50-yard line over on our near side. Keenan will try, I think, to send this into the box. The tough range to do so, but he's got a big foot. And it has made it into the penalty spot. It was headed away by Cascade Christian, then flicked even farther by the Cougars towards Nobrega, who's gotten absolutely nothing going as a center forward. Here's Gavin Keenan again, pressure coming from two gray shirts. Keenan just had to clear it as Tresta checked a Cascade Christian Cougar over on the far side. I think that was Lehman, Solomon Lehman maybe, or If it was number 13, that was Blaine Reed, although I haven't seen him all game, so I'm not so sure Reed is playing much of this.
You know, they could really use that number 7 on Jefferson. The kid who can kick it 70 yards.
Yeah. Jamison Henry.
Yeah, they can use him because if they have that, because this is not going to make it to the penalty area. They haven't even come close.
Well, Cascade Christian have a free kick from the exact mirrored spot where Keenan just took his and nowhere near making it to the penalty spot. Gavin Keenan steps up. Looks like it got caught in the wind a little bit, but it was his fault for floating it into the stratosphere. Cascade Christian do have a throw on the far side. Headed down awkwardly by Kennan. Thompson's come away with it. Now Cannot trying to feed Fowler. Cleared, but back in possession of Ryland Cannot. His attempted through ball is again blocked. Miller clears it into Fowler. Heavy first touch. Good sliding challenge by Ezekiel Gopal. He certainly got the ball there, and Cobb Migater will let that one roll on the near side for a throw. And 20 minutes gone in the second half. Still 3-1 the Pirates. Thanks for being with us on KVSH LP 101.9 FM, Voice of Vashon, voiceofvashon.org. Vashon 20 minutes from lifting the district title and securing their place in the state tournament. Just need to hold on to this 2-goal lead, which they look very likely to do as of right now. Cobb Migater down the line looking for Fowler, touched up in the air by Nordley. Now here's Godet. Sliding in is Shrestha to clear it down the left. Cannot the closest to it. Cascade Christian able to send it out of bounds needlessly. He had time to take a touch. And even if he didn't, he should have kept it in.
He should do better than that.
The more this mediocre play from Cascade goes on, the more I'm annoyed by their kit choice. You're right. It's a bummer. How'd they come up with that?
The all gray?
It's all ash gray.
Yeah.
Head to toe.
They call that Toyota cement.
Is that what that is? Toyota
cement.
Yeah. You think it was on deep discount or no?
I mean, Cascade Christian? No way they need to find something on discount.
I don't know.
Aren't their colors blue and gray, though?
I thought they were blue and white, like all of the Christian schools.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, Bellevue Christian are blue and white. It could be blue and gray. I don't know. Referee's given a free kick for the Cougars. This game has kind of grinded to a standstill.
Well, it's just become a boxing match.
Well, it'll suit Vashon. They're up by 2.
Oh, yeah.
But this game has suited Vashon since kickoff.
Well, Vashon can play. They can play with anybody. There are no runaways left.
Sent long by Cascade Christian. McLean wins the header. He's come on at some point. Now Miller forward into Fowler. Chesting it down. Battling with Gopal. Fowler coming out on top, but is surrounded and mugged by another 4 Cougars. Dangerous pass by Miller. Godet has picked it up. That is a nice heavy challenge by Gavin Keenan to send Godet sprawling. Thompson loses out to Brandon Ma in midfield. Then, oh my God, it's just a total wrestling match in there, and Thompson is eventually pulled down by the hips by Solomon Lehman, who will be booked.
Yeah.
Thompson trying to get the crowd into it. Not that the Pirates really even need the crowd.
This could be good.
Yeah.
If we have an outside player coming across and the forwards pull this way, something could happen here.
Well, it's a free kick for Vashon, dead center, 5 yards into the Cascade Christian half. So we'll see where Keenan decides to put this. I imagine he'll still be looking for that back post. That's where the Vashon players are lined up. Plenty of bodies forward for the Pirates.
They're giving good space for the goalkeeper here. There shouldn't be another collision on this one.
Keenan in towards Tegenfeld Bowman, who wins the header. Another looping header that went wide. The flag was up for offside. The keeper didn't know it and stretched across, ended up smacking his own goalpost, but it looks like he's going to be okay, Lumen.
See, that was a better job by them. They basically parked themselves up at the top of the penalty area. Just before the ball was kicked, they stepped forward. Everybody's offside.
Goal kick taken short by the Cougars. Or no, excuse me, I forgot it was a free kick for offside, so I know. Goal kick taken short, that didn't seem right. Gopal sends it long, takes a hop before finding Lucas Lehman, nodding it into Ma, getting away from Tegenfeld, Foreman, and McLean, but then sliding in is Cannot to win it back for Vashon. Here's Gavin Keenan, Miller, pressure coming from Lehman, gets it back to Keenan. Here comes Jose Nobrega. Keenan will go long, looking for Ryland Cannot. One in the air by Solomon Lehman, but Thompson's picked it back up. Tackled from behind by Lehman. And then across comes Nordley to touch it out for a Pirate throw.
Boy, our pressure on the ball is just ferocious.
No relents at any point.
It's everybody, forwards, midfielders, defenders. You get no time. You really have to know what you're doing.
Gavin Keenan heaves it long, looking for Cobb Migater. It bounces in the box before being cleared by Cascade Christian. Keenan will check back and bring it down. Pressure coming from Lehman. Keenan goes back to Miller, checking his Shrestha. Miller instead touches it into McLean in midfield, who has it taken off of him by Brandon Maw. Now Lucas Lehman up against Gavin Keenan, goes down. Referee says play on, and the ball's with Cobb Migater down the right-hand side, who's got room to run into. Fowler's with him. Cobb Migater tries to cut it back into Fowler. Not a lot of mustard on that one. That's away by Cascade Christian, and here's Jose Nobrega. It's a 2-on-5 for now, as Nobrega tries to float it over to Lehman, who's got the angles right on Caden Miller. Nobrega tagged down from behind by Miller.
That could be a red card.
What will the referee give?
That could be a red card.
It's a clear scoring opportunity. And he's given a yellow. I think it was Gavin Keenan who was level with Caden Miller when the foul occurred. So I think Keenan has just saved Miller. But nevertheless, well done by Lucas Lehman. That was a lovely control with his chest to turn away from Miller. And to boot, the free kick is dead in the middle of the D.
Well, explain the rule. What does Gavin Keenan's position have to do with it?
Well, if Gavin Keenan is farther forward and Lehman is through and Miller drags him down, it's a red. Mm-hmm. But because Keenan was level with him, you could make the argument that if Miller hadn't fouled him and he had gone through, Keenan would have been able to make a challenge on the ball. And it wasn't dogzo or denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, which is a red card. So the thing about this free kick is that there's not a lot of room to get dip.
No, he'll just drive it.
Yeah, he's just going to hit it, but Vashon are putting 5 in the wall. Now it's going to be 6. See, so where do you drive it to?
The problem is Marshall's directly behind the wall. He can't see anything.
Can't see.
No, he can't see.
So if the guy hits anything, he's probably going to score.
Well, we'll see what Solomon Lehman has from essentially 18 yards out. It's Lehman for the Cougars, straight into the knee of the wall. Cleared only as far as Brandon Ma, who got his shot completely wrong. Picked up by Wade.
Very courageous of our wall. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wade rolls it to Keenan. Not a great ball by Gavin Keenan. One back in midfield by Cascade Christian. Cleared away by Shrestha. Tegenfeld-Foman battling for it, and he's come out on top for Tegenfeld-Foman. He's now floated a nice ball over towards Kampmeyer. Flick on for Cobb Migater. Back down the line for Kampmeyer. Back heel nutmeg into Cobb Migater. This is lovely play down the right by the Pirates. Oscar Cobb Migater away from Gopal, still trying to fight his way into the box, and eventually too heavy of a touch. That was picked up by Lumen, but nice combination play on the near side between Kampmeyer and Cobb Migater. And now here's Solomon Lehman in possession for the Cougars. He fires it long, headed down by Shrestha. Tegenfeld-Foman sliding, trying to flick it on into Fowler. Now in the midfield for Huff, down the line, trying to pick out Stansfield. Recovering is Shrestha, who hammers that one, and we have another ball outside the stadium.
If you're going to clear it, let's just clear it.
Substitution being made for Vashon. Miller's coming back on after taking his obligatory moment on the bench for the yellow card. See who he's going to replace here, Caden Miller. It's going to be Quill Tegenfeld-Foman, who's had a very good return game for Vashon.
Yeah.
Throws on the far side for Cascade Christian. They're pretty much level with the 18-yard box. Long throw coming from Huff. Miller gets to the header. Didn't get much distance, but is able to then clear it with his foot. Now in possession is Brandon Maw. Heavy pressure made by Mason Haynes. And that will be deflected out of bounds for a Vashon throw on the far side, as we are now 11 minutes away from the full-time whistle. And Cascade Christian don't look anything like scoring.
No. Certainly not scoring 3, not getting 2.
No.
Vashon looks like they really are going to do what needs to be done to win this game. But they've been doing that all year.
Cobb Migater gets the wrong side of Lehman, still muscling his way forward. Referee not playing advantage, and we'll bring it back for a Vashon free kick. Thompson, I think, saying, hey, where's the advantage? The referee saying, shut up, Lewis.
Right. Time for another 60-yard service.
Keenan's got another free kick from a similar spot as last time, 50-yard line all the way on our near side.
You know, he should probably just pass it back to his sweeper there, Miller. I mean, this is like a kickoff in football. Just knock it to Miller and start up again, because this is not going to go anywhere.
Well, we'll see what happens.
It shouldn't. I mean,
yeah, he's not going to go short. But instead, he tried to ping it into the path of Thompson on the near side. I'm not totally sure what the plan was there. Cascade Christian can now look to counter, but Pirates quickly have bodies back. It's with Solomon Lehman on the near side. He's able to force his way through Kampmeyer and Thompson, but couldn't connect with Jose Nobrega. Keenan clearing it out for a Cougars throw. Throw will be taken by the left back Harp. Down the line looking for Lehman. Beating him to it is Oscar Cobb-Migater, but it falls to Brandon Ma. Now Nobrega. Really bad touch. Haynes picks it up in midfield, turns, and finds Thompson, or tried to. Tegan fell from, McLean kind of got in the way. Okay. Miller couldn't pick out Kampmeyer. Cleared away, and Lehman in a foot race with Cobb-Migater. Lehman's really good with his arms, and he's gotten through two defenders. Lucas Lehman, he's in the box. Back post looking for Nobrega. Sliding in. Wade makes the save, and then pounces on it. Great save, Marshall Wade. Great attack, Lucas Lehman, who's really good at kicking the ball past defenders and then forcing his way through them with his arms.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, he's slippery that way.
Yeah.
That's what it pays off having Roman Reigns.
Oh, man. What a ball. What a ball by Vashon, and what a couple of touches by Haynes to bring it under control. Roman Reigns is a good analogy. Lost in midfield by the Pirates. Again, here it goes over the top towards Lehman. Wade off his line, clears it with his feet. Now Thompson. I know. Marshall Wade is just huge.
Huge.
Still going. Thompson sits down Solomon Lehman. Gives it back to Cobb-Migater with both Lehman brothers around him. Late challenge by Lehman. You can see the frustration coming in. Thompson now turning away and going down, and it looks like Vashon are sort of having fun with the Cougars at this point.
Yeah, good. The Lehman brothers figure why not at this point.
Yeah.
The Lehman brothers, isn't that a furniture store?
You know, that was a chance there, but we've still dominated. We hit the post in the second half.
Yeah.
Keenan will take another free kick. They keep fouling us in the same area.
As far from the goal as possible.
Keenan floating it again, just a little bit out of his range. Cleared away by Cascade Christian. Here's Lucas Lehman. Can he get the pass off towards Nobrega? He can, but it was not directed well. Miller's going to have to deal with it, though. Nobrega's the wrong side of him. Recovering is McLean, and then Miller eventually gets it clear. Miller has looked the most shaky of all the Pirates in this half, or in this game, really. Scored the own goal, and sometimes they have gotten the better of him, which is rare for Caden Miller. That's a good tackle from him there. He's found Thompson, who pings one low. I think he wanted Kampmeyer to continue to run, even if he had. Gopal would have gotten across and won it. Here is Ezekiel Gopal, trying to turn away from August Kampmeyer, does so, and swings it down the line for a run that never came from Lucas Lehman. And Marshall Wade picking the ball up and lying down. Rolls it short into Miller. Pressure coming from Lehman. Miller gets around the corner into Oscar Cobb-Migater. Now Thompson up against Gopal. Lovely turn by Lewis Thompson. Now once but twice from Gopal and then Nordley, but then just stepped on it a little bit and it halted his progression. He was able to maintain possession and then touch it into McLean.
Is that McLean or Holloway? Oh, it is McLean.
It's McLean. Now Haynes turning, swiveling, shooting from range and sending it wide for a goal kick.
Holloway didn't get in this one.
No, not this one.
It's a pretty violent.
Yep. Looks like Tegenfeld Foreman's preparing to come back in for Vashon. He's going to replace Pierce Fowler, and assuming they'll send Thompson up the center forward. Seems to be the case.
Okay. Yeah, Fowler didn't get a lot of touches.
No, but just having him on the pitch isn't that bad because he's always, first of all, he can always press the ball. He's a willing runner off the ball, and he's so fast, and he's always a threat.
Yeah.
Like, there's always a threat because if they just lose concentration at the wrong time, he's gone, and they aren't catching him. Here's Ben Harp for the Cougars. Bad pass by him. Gopal tries to make the most of it, but it's found Lewis Thompson. Back to Kennan, surrounded by two Cougars. Kennan goes down. Referee says they got the ball. Jose Nobrega, tackled by McLean. Thompson recovers. Now Miller touching it wide towards Kampmeyer, beaten to it by Harp. Now here's Lucas Lehman down the left, flicking it into Nobrega. They just can't get numbers forward, Cascade Christian. Pirates, on the other hand, getting nearly all of their players back defending. It's with Solomon Lehman inside the center circle. He goes back to the center back. Huff, who's giving it away to Tegenfeld-Foman. Cascade Christian able to recover, but Tegenfeld-Foman still on the ball, waiting for reinforcements, then touches it wide for Kampmeyer, is able to try and pick up across. That one's blocked by Harp, and Vashon have a corner.
It's been a long day for Nobrega. They've not been able to get him going at all.
He did the same thing in the first game, to be honest. He was trying to be tricky and all that stuff. He just doesn't have the speed, and he doesn't have the power and the strength to handle our players. You know, we saw a player at the junction. If Abrega was the guy on the junction and the giant Mejia.
Alex Mejia.
Yeah.
It maybe would have worked out a bit better.
Yeah.
But Alex Mejia scored about 30 goals for Seattle Pacific University. I'm not sure Nobrega could get on their feet.
No.
Vashon take the corner short. Kampmeyer checking it back to Kampmeyer, who just couldn't get the angle on Brandon Maw. That one goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah. No, they're playing him like he's a big, fast, strong guy, and he's not. He's a little guy who's not fast.
Yeah, not compared to Caden Miller and Gavin Keenan. He's not
Oh
fast.
gosh, yeah, he's looking very weak. But tricky. But you know, you're going to need more than that.
There's Ben Harp, dangerous place, and he's giving it away. McLean into Tegenfeld-Foman, who couldn't control it. Brandon Maw taken off of his feet by Kampmeyer. Now McLean will line one up from range. Not a bad effort, just dipped a little too late.
Yeah, that had a little bit of drop on it.
It did. Yeah, actually, if he was 5 to 10 yards farther back.
Yeah, it was good. Not a bad, you know, it's a good idea to shoot at this point. There's 3 minutes left. They've done a great job. They've earned the victory.
Well, 3.5 minutes, as you say. I think it's around that time we start talking about man of the match questions. I have mine.
Okay, good.
Mine is Lewis Thompson.
Excellent.
That's mine. He scored, one of the three who scored. He's always been fighting, and he's found a little more success in this game on the ball than I think he has previously.
He's looked really good. He's fun to watch, very dangerous.
That's a great touch, though, by McLean. Now here goes Mason Haynes down the left, trying to just do Huff for pace. Didn't come off. Vashon have a throw on the far side. Obviously, we do have a couple minutes, so you guys can keep thinking on whether you agree with me or not.
Man, I don't know.
It's a hard, because we all played well.
Yeah, I like McLean. I like Quill. Kampmeyer hit the post, scored a goal when we really needed it. I mean, that was a big goal.
I want to give it to Knott, which makes no sense because he was out there all of 2 minutes. But I loved what he brought when he was out there.
He was good, for sure.
Like, again, there are no weak players on our field.
No.
I mean, there are none.
No, there are none.
They're all good. And the intensity is just every player. I haven't seen anybody not run everything 100%.
And it tells you how good the team is that we almost never put Keenan on the list.
No.
And he's fantastic.
And actually, Finn Kennan as well has been very good in this game. He's
Yeah.
really been a stopper in midfield. Go, Paul. Sent away by Miller. Here is maybe would to be man of the match, Lewis Thompson. We'll see.
I do like him. I thought he's been fun.
Kampmeyer feeding it into Tegenfeld-Foman. Did he stay onside? Yes, he did. Saved at the near post by Lumen, and it just barely got away from being a corner.
I blew it on the clock.
No.
Sorry, fellas.
No.
That's okay.
I'm shocked the crowd isn't all looking up at you with mean eyes.
Yeah.
Throw and taken by Kampmeyer short into Tegenfeld-Foman. Vashon looking to just run out the clock at this point as Mock comes in and concedes the corner kick.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you, but then again, I don't know. There's been some really good. Gosh, I don't know.
So Cascade Christian will have to play Bellevue Christian here on Saturday with the right to go to state. They'll win that game. They just beat them 7-0.
Yeah, but they're not going to go far.
But this is big for Vashon, this win in our state seeding. We are 100% going to get a top 4 seed, which means we'll get to host the first 2 rounds of state, which will be nice.
Huge.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably one of those teams is going to be from up north or eastern Washington in the second game for sure. Yeah. Possibly. I haven't looked at the schedule, so I don't know.
Yeah. We'll maybe get a weak Eastern Washington team in the first game, like we seem to all the time.
Oh, no.
Wapato last year, Kashmir the year before. Kashmir this year are not weak, but they were at the point when we played them a couple years back. And then, we'll see who we get in that second round as Kampmeyer sends the ball skyward. Gopal wins the header. Kampmeyer again, then Thompson. Now Godet, and it will be a free kick for the Cougars. I think either outside or the push in the back. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Free kick taken quickly and short. Vashon setting up in a defensive position. Kenan steps in. Kampmeyer's won it back. Now Tegan Foman down the right-hand side. Couldn't find the run of Kampmeyer. Here's Ezekiel Gopal. Turns away from August Kampmeyer. Steps on it. Then we'll cut it back and just take it back himself. Vashon applying pressure through Quill, Tegenfeld, Foman. Gopal eventually going long.
This guy's a million miles offside.
Shrepsa wins the header, and Haynes can't keep it in on the far side. Referee getting into stoppage time now.
Has there been any stoppage? Cards.
Yeah, cards. And Newcomb was down for a little bit. He hasn't come back on since then. Threw a ball. Oh, they flicked it on. Here goes Sammy Godet, sliding challenge by Oscar Cobb-Meigeter, and Shrestha retreats to clear it out. Going to come for the Cougars. Maybe one more goal in their future.
Maybe. It looks like we split the difference.
Yep.
We said 2-1, and you said 4-2.
3-1. Well, you guys were closer.
Well.
Yeah. Taken away by Vashon and down for a Pirate free kick, and feels like that should be that.
We're getting near the end here.
Yeah.
There's going to be some bruised players, by the way. This was an absolute
This was a physical one.
match.
Well, Vashon won't play until next Friday, so they'll have over a week to recover from this one. As Thompson tries to send it down the line for Kampmeyer. That one's blocked by Harp. Cobb-Meigeter losing out to Cascade Christian. Godet down the left. Overlapping run made by Harp. Lehman fouled off the ball by Thompson. And Cascade Christian will get just a throw-in. Kennan making some sort of point known to the center referee. Harp takes it down the line, flicked into the box by Lucas Lehman, not cleared by the Pirates. There is Thompson to send it away. Referee checks his watch. Still allowing play to continue for the moment. Throwing on the far side for Cascade Christian. Sent down the line by the Cougars. Touched backwards and out of bounds by Gavin Keenan. And that's full time. Vashon Island are your 2026 Nisqually District champions. They beat Cascade Christian by a score of 3-1. They will also, I mean, it was always going to happen, but officially Vashon have now qualified for the state tournament.
Yeah, they did it. Well, the second half wasn't much fun.
No.
The first half was great. The second, like I said, I think the coach didn't do what I would have thought. He just told them to fight, and they fought. And we saw foul after push, after foul, after kick, it was relentless. A bit disappointing to watch, but, we won the game, and that's all that matters at this point.
Yeah, no, it was a good one.
So all right. So we've got we don't play again until
next Friday.
A week from Friday.
A week from tomorrow we play. We will host not only that game and the game on the Saturday after that. Next Friday and Saturday we have games, but we'll host one more game. We host a quarter of the bracket.
Yeah.
So 3 games will be played here, and assuming we win both of our games, we then play this Friday and Saturday after that in the district semifinal and final.
And where is the final this year?